Eight of a couple, it'll be second down and 8.
Usually Barry Ward just lowers his shoulder and runs over the smaller defensive backs, but as you say, give Henderson credit for coming up there and making the hit. Only a 2-yard gain. Wyman Henderson, former USFL star, I believe, with the Los Angeles Express.
Second and 8. Play action fake. Little swing right side. This is Bill Jones. Wow. And he is dropped by Dennis Smith.
1991, Bill Jones didn't get a carry, but he does get a fair amount of pass receptions. Here's the misdirection. You're going to see everybody's going to go this direction, coming underneath, and as a result, he's wide open. But take a look in the middle of the field. Watch number 49. Watch Dennis Smith coming across here. Watch the speed in which he pursues Jones. Hog ties him down before he can get the first down. For all intents and purposes, it looked like Jones had at least a 15-yard gain. Give Smith a lot of credit for coming across the field.
They're down and 3. Craig has pressure, gets it off, pass is complete. This is Fred Jones, and he is going to pick up the first down.
Last night when we talked with Joe Pendry, the offensive coordinator, I asked him what is the best and the worst regarding Dave Craig. He mentioned the worst was his inability to read, but he said the best was his ability to be mobile in the pocket. He buys all sorts of time back there for Fred Jones, who just floats in the middle of the zone and nobody covers him. Big third down conversion. Watch Craig buy the time that I mentioned. Floating to the left. Even though at nearly 34 years of age, he's still very mobile. Watch this. Coming to the left, avoiding the sack by Mills and getting the ball downfield.
And by inability to read, it's the changing of the system. And it's just going to take time. Play action fake. Here comes pressure. He gets it up. Pass is complete at the 26-yard line to J.J. Burton.
One thing Dave Craig must have done is he must have taken a page out of the playbook of Steve DeBerg. The play action has been absolutely outstanding. Watch the fake that Craig gives here in the middle. Right here, he bends over. He must have taken a page out of the playbook of Steve DeBerg. The play action has been absolutely outstanding. Watch the fake that Craig gives here in the middle. Right here, he bends over it. Everybody's looking at Word, buys some time, floats to the left. Kroll comes in, but it's too late. Watching the secondary, here's the court. There's nobody there. Henderson's far too far downfield. I mean, I know that Marty Schottenheimer told us that Burton had a 4.3640, but you can't give him 12 yards to begin with.
A gain of 21 yards on the play to the Denver 26-yard line. Kansas City leads 13-6. And here is Ward up the middle. He's going to pick up 3, maybe 4. So Shea, Reagan, and Walker all there for Denver.
Forgotten 5 in the middle, Tim Grunhard against Craig, and that's the matchup right there. I have to say that Grunhard got the best of that one.
And they say that Craig can turn the center better than anybody in the league. Second and 7. Okoye now enters running back, and he is stopped. Christian Okoye. Defense led by Mike Kroll.
What happens here is because of the running game and the effectiveness, they're starting to take some chances. Take a look at Dennis Smith, who's going to be coming on the blitz. He's going to come in and just totally discombobulate the play right from the get-go. He forces Okoye outside. He's stuffed, as you mentioned, for the loss, Charlie.
It'll be third down and 10.
Dennis Smith, one of the better athletes in the National Football League. At the University of Southern California, he was a 7-foot 1-inch high jumper.
Kansas City with 4 wide receivers on third down and 10. Craig is dropped. Mecklenburg gets a third sack for the Broncos.
It's got to be frustrating for John Alt because he actually did a very good job on Mecklenburg. That was, as they say, the proverbial coverage sack. Craig has plenty of time. Take a look. He's got at least 4 seconds in the pocket. He just can't find anybody open, and he literally backs into Mecklenburg for the sack. And now that forces Lowry to make a kick of nearly 50 yards.
49-yard field goal attempt. And he misses. So Lowry, 2 of 3. Kansas City still leads. We'll be back.
In 1993, you'll have over 500 new car models to choose from. And you can be pretty sure that most of them will cost more than they did last year. But this one won't. The Lumina Euro Sedan from Chevrolet. You'll find the features you're looking for, but you won't find a higher number on the sticker. This year's Lumina, last year's prices. Pretty ingenious, huh? What else would you expect from the heartbeat of America?
Black, the color of shadows and night. Of modern art, foreign films, bold, basic. Black, no other color even comes close. And nobody does black like Dockers.
We built this business. He was wearing those night vision goggles they make. Otherwise, he never could have seen me. Rescued me. Build this business.
They taught me computer drafting. I earned a degree. Now I've got a job.
They make the parts that connect my pacemaker. Never thought I'd be around to tell you that. We built this business to build your dreams.
Dave Craig has completed 14 of 18 for 214 and a touchdown, and John Elway 50%, 10 of 20, 148.
And that's pretty much what he's been doing all year. As we mentioned, 50.6 is his percentage heading into that game. But really, Craig's numbers are the ones that are impressive. Over 200 yards, and he's been extremely accurate. And even though Barry Word has 69 yards rushing, you'd have to say that Craig's been the real star of the offense today for the Chiefs.
13-6, Kansas City leads. Minute 15 left to go in the third. Elway from the Denver 31-yard line. Play action fake. As all the time in the world goes deep. Has a man. Beyond the throws it, but it is still caught. Shannon Sharp at the 21-yard line. Sharp's 5th reception of the ball game.
Great play action fake, but Martin Bayless is backpedaling completely with Shannon Sharp. But Shannon Sharp a little bit faster than Bayless on the post. I don't think anybody can believe. I think Kevin Ross thought he had that one. Look at that. He's looking all the way for the ball, but he never sees Sharp jump up in front of him and make the catch.
48 yards as Shannon celebrates.
And Kevin Ross is the man who's down on the field. He didn't see Sharp at all. He thought he had that interception all the way, but did not see him.
We've got a timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
Are you guys having it your way? They're entranced they're having it their way so much.
I love this place.
Look, all 4 of them are staring. No, you can't have any. If you want some breakfast, you have to go to Burger King. You can't have mine.
It's breakfast at Burger King.
No, get off. You see George Reach? It was like, give me that. The croissant sandwich for 99 cents? Does that sound like a good deal to you, Abe? Yeah, man, it sounds like a peachy deal to me. Abe's a smart man.
The 99-cent per sandwich.
Hey, you guys having it your way?
Right away.
They love this place.
The water on the left is being heated by electricity. On the right, by gas. For the cost of heating this much water with electricity, we'd like to show you how much more you can get with gas. And if your neighborhood doesn't have natural gas, you can still heat for less than electricity with propane gas. So no matter where you live, why settle for the water on the left when gas gives you all that hot water on the right? Gas, America's best energy value.
Terrorists have taken over a nuclear arsenal, and only one man can take it back. Steven Seagal.
Here come the good guys.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Bang, you're dead.
Under Siege, rated R.
Starts Friday, October 9th at a theater near you. Next Saturday, Karch Kiraly defends his title against the very best in beach volleyball at the Old Spice King of the Beach Invitational. Then it's off to the races for the Belmont Park Breeders' Cup preview. 91 Kentucky Derby winners strike the gold, and 92 Belmont Stakes winner AP Indy in their final prep for racing's championship day. That's all next Saturday on NBC.
Kevin Ross, you can see right here, is looking back for the ball, completely surprised when the ball comes up to Shannon Sharp, and as a result, Clyde's lands on his hip, has a bit of a hip pointer, it appears.
And Kevin Ross did run off the field. It's a first down at the 21-yard line of Kansas City. Elway to throw again. Has pressure. Looks back into it. Oh, he is nailed.
There's the bat that he had earlier.
Neil Smith gets him. Third sack for Kansas City.
We're talking a lot about Neil Smith. Comes right into his face. Certainly you got to be concerned about Derek Thomas coming inside, but watch Elway now. He doesn't see him. Right in his face comes number 90. Pow! Ouch. And here he is. Pow! With the baseball thing, yeah. Look at those arms. I bet Canseco's don't compete with those, huh?
Second down and 19. The ball at the 30-yard line. Mark Jackson is in motion. Elway throws, passes complete at the 20. And it is Derek Russell who caught it. And he was wrestled down by Chris Martin and friends.
Sally Amua is down in the backfield.
And with that play, we come to the end of the third quarter. Kansas City leads at 13-6. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Tonight, from actual Secret Service case files, a vicious crime family kidnaps a female agent. Based on the actual case, an all-new Secret Service NBC Tonight.
Nachos, they're like a party for your mouth. And silverware is definitely not invited. For a limited time, Taco Bell is serving serious nachos, starting at 79 cents. Change. New cool salsa nachos.
Guacamole!
Cheesy nachos. And the Scarfin Classic Nacho Supreme.
Gotta get them vertical.
But this Nacho Fest won't last long.
Give me that nacho.
So eat them up at the Bell. Run for the border.
Life is a nacho.
The call comes down from Canada. Crisp, clean, light. Friends come together to answer the call, to share the feeling. Molson. Answer the call.
In the heart of the Black Hills of South Dakota lies a living legend of the American West, Deadwood. A tradition of fun and excitement for over 100 years. Come play in the past. Come play in Deadwood.
News 4, more Emmys than any other television station in Colorado.
Dan Saliamua came off under his own power. Here's what happened. Watch Elway's legs. He's going to get blocked in. And actually, Elway's the one that gets lucky here. If his foot was planted, that could have been a serious injury for John Elway. So really fortunate to both Saliamua and Elway. And now we see Saliamua back in the field. Everything's okay. Looks over. Neil Smith gives him the shotgun bra. Hey, I'm ready to play.
And Denver has a third down and 9 at the 20-yard line. And the Broncos have now gone 2 complete games without a touchdown. 12th quarter. 3 complete games. 3 complete games without a touchdown.
Vance Johnson in.
Pressure, he is hit. Chiefs are going to claim the interception. The officials say no, touch the ground.
And there's the swing again. I tell you what, Marty shot, you know, a lot of times, Charlie, you and I have been around Marty a lot and say he has a tendency for hyperbole where his own players are concerned, but not number 90. Watch the rush here he puts. Little hesitation, a little slows down, change of pace. Good call by the official. His arm was going forward, but Neil Smith all over Elway.
It's an incomplete pass. When we talked with you, he said, I'm scrap iron. I can clean up. And he does.
He says he can pick up the garbage. Well, he's earning his own today.
37-yard field goal attempt by Treadwell. And it is no good, and a flag is down.
Bill Moss roughed Treadwell. Now here's the argument. Todd McNair comes spinning out. He wants to know if he was blocked into him. This is always the debate with regards to roughing the kicker as to whether or not he was blocked into him, but evidently the official didn't think so.
Running into the kicker on the defense, number 53, 5-yard penalty. It remains 4th down.
Well, it's not number 53.
Not an automatic first down.
It's not an automatic first down, and since there is no number 53, he meant 63, Bill Moss. Take a look here in the center of the field when you see Bill Moss coming in. Now watch here in the middle. If he's going to come in, does he get blocked into the kicker? Usually it's the outside guy, and of course Bill Moss is on the interior. Right here, now he's linked. No.
Wait a minute, let's look at that again right quickly, can we?
No.
I think he fell over Moss.
No, he fell over Moss.
Yeah.
Right here he falls over him. The guy's not even in the direction. We get a chance to see that again after this kick.
And a tip of 32 yards. This one is blocked. Maybe Saliamua that blocked it. Coming up with the ball was Albert Lewis. And Kansas City will have the football. And I think it was Saliamua that blocked it.
Well, now that's interesting. Coming off of being hurt, watch in the middle of the screen right here. Here comes Saliamua on the inside. They have a 3-man push on one man, and they push him back. Now watch the hands come up. That's right, it is Saliamua. He blocks it to the side. Look how excited he and Moss are. Redemption for Moss because of the penalty, which of course was debatable. But that man right there, that's the happiest guy in the stadium right now.
All right, Kansas City will take over just outside their own 31-yard line. First down.
Both of these teams take great pride in their special teams, but certainly that was a big play for the Chiefs.
14:41 time remaining. Kansas City with the ball and the lead, 13-6. And here is Barry Word, and a flag is down. That'll stop the clock. He goes to the 36-yard line. And we have a holding against the Chiefs. Ed Hockley, the referee, he's at his work.
Holding on the offense, number 61, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Grunhard, the offensive center.
Arguably the biggest play of the game thus far, taking the momentum away from the Denver Broncos, this block kick. Watch these three guys. They're picking on one man in the middle. And as a result, those three bodies, nearly 900 pounds, one guy can't block that many. As a result, if Saliamua doesn't block it, then Moss probably does. Great penetration by the interior of the Kansas City Chiefs.
And they're picking on Dave Wydell, who is replacing Keith Karts, who was ejected from the ball game for slugging. Here's Barry Word. That is official now on the ejection. And the clock moving on the 14-minute mark. So I would imagine in this drive that Kansas City will try to use up as much of the clock as possible.
One thing it's interesting, Charlie, to note here with regards to Barry Word, the last two games, Barry Word had over 100 yards rushing. And, of course, many people who follow football closely know they have this three-headed backfield. We've only seen Okoye sparingly, and Harvey Williams we've yet to see it all. So they're really putting the onus of the running game squarely on the shoulders of Barry Word.
Craig drops it off to Word, right side. Flag is down in the backfield of Kansas City. Word just continues to battle within a yard of the first down, but there's a flag back at the 22-yard line. And it's a personal foul for roughing the passer against the Denver Broncos.
Simon Fletcher's frustrated. John Alt held him out. And that's, again, the frustration of the Denver defense. Watch the rush here and watch John Alt keep him out. Here comes number 73. Actually, this is Zopp keeps him up.
Roughing the passer on the defense, 71. 15-yard penalty.
That was Cragen. And he comes up there. The argument here that you're going to see is that his helmet came underneath the chin of Dave Craig. That's a good call by the officials. Watch if he uses his head as a weapon. Watch number 71 coming in the middle, right there. Head-to-face mask. That's what the official sees, and that's why he threw the flag.
So with the penalty, the ball goes to the Denver 45-yard line, and it is a first down. And ever since the Broncos had that call go against them at the end, near the end of the first half, they have completely lost their composure. I'm surprised this is a ball club that normally does not lose their composure, but they have in this ballgame.
Certainly, a couple of key plays. You're right. Hart's being thrown out. That play right there, and able to get actually a 25-yard play when you tack on the run.
About 4. It'll be second down and 14. Next Sunday, NBC Sports presents an action-packed NFL doubleheader beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time. With NFL Live, then many of you to see one of the top offenses in the league as the Dallas Cowboys host the Seattle Seahawks. Pittsburgh Steelers face the Cleveland Browns. In the second half, most of you to see the Buffalo Bills collide with the Raiders. Others to see the Oilers face off against the Bengals. A note for our viewers in Chicago, it will be a true doubleheader, Seattle-Dallas and Buffalo-Raiders.
Charlie, I'm interested in this. Why Harvey Williams, who has not played at all, now we're heading to crunch time and he's in the game with 12 minutes left. Are you surprised by that?
I am surprised. The pass over the middle is complete, and it is Keith Cash with the reception. And he goes close to the 35-yard line, maybe a yard shy of the first down.
Those who follow football closely remember the indelible imprint of Mark Bavaro making that catch on Monday Night Football and carrying the tacklers. This is what Keith Cash does right here. Keeps his feet. Look at him going there. 3 guys holding on, pushing forward, just a little bit short of the first down. Great effort by Cash.
Third down, less than a yard. Clock moving, 11:41 and counting. Time remaining in the ball game. Kansas City leading 13-6. The Chiefs have not won here since 1982. It has been a decade. Denver winning the last 9 in a row. Okoye is stuck. He needed only half a yard. Let's see where they spot the ball.
A little disappointed in the charge of his line, but give Wade Phillips credit. He was in the right defense there. One of the difficulties that they have with Christian Okoye, 6'1", 255 pounds, and supposedly at one point he was timed in 4.48, but he can't cut to the outside. Right there, there's no place to go. Runs right into Mecklenburg and falls down.
So he has to stay inside the tackle. He has to run straight ahead.
Can he get much closer than that?
Taking some grass away to get a better look.
He does. He calls it fourth down.
Yeah.
What does Marty do? Does he go for it?
You go for it. You go for it. This is what you want. This is what he said last night. You want to be in a position in a tough ball game to have to make the tough play.
Well, as we saw in our graphic earlier, you've got an offensive line that averages 298 pounds. You've got a 255-plus pound back. I'm sure his thinking right here is, look, if we can't get an inch, then maybe we don't deserve it.
He leaves it up to the forgotten 5, his offensive line.
Pressure's on the forgotten 5 right here. Let's take a look at those guys up front, if they can move those Broncos.
Close. I think that he got it. You just needed an inch, as you saw.
That's one of the few times you'll see Okoye take a sidestep. Emil Harry, you can see walking back to the huddle, says, yeah, he thinks it's a first down. And, of course, if you notice, they didn't have to go too far.
Steve Atwater is down for the Broncos.
But you and I have seen some strange marks in our time, Charlie. Yes. Who knows? Yes. From this vantage point, it looked like he got it.
And the chains are going to come out again. And the chains are going to circle Steve Atwater, who's being treated by the trainers of the Denver Broncos. That's what the official was motioning to bring her chains around the other side of him. Okoye looking on.
Whoa. Oh, man. I tell you what, he needed that measurement there. He needed an inch, and it looked like he got 2 inches. Broncos stunning the gaps, doing a good job. They get into the backfield right there. Okoye has to cut back to the left. Mecklenburg meets him in the hole. Well, he definitely had the first down. That was a curious spot.
And Atwater now assisted to his feet. We'll take a timeout. The score, Kansas City 13, Denver 6. Back in a moment.
Art historians will tell you it isn't unusual for a masterpiece to have been painted directly on top of another equally impressive painting, which itself was often painted on top of a third. This masterpiece, however, is the result of an exclusive 23-step paint process, the Acura Legend. Our intention was not merely to create a thing of beauty, but to create one that will stand the test of time.
Wouldn't it be great if your neighbor was Wally Dallenbach, the Keystone Beer Winston Cup driver?
Wally, great car. Want to take it for a spin, Dave? A spin?
And keep her under 170, Dave.
170?
See Wally Dallenbach, or possibly his neighbor Dave, race the Keystone Beer stock car in the Winston Cup Series.
Well, how'd you drive, Dave?
Well, she drifts a little in 3. No problem. But we need to bleed the brakes.
Wouldn't that be great?
Our engine, we accelerate from the starting line from a dead stop to 60 miles an hour in less than a second. We're at 100 miles an hour in less than 2 seconds. So you can understand the importance of me having Pennzoil in my engine. The more demands that we make on our engine, the more demands we make on our motor oil. Pennzoil's never let us down in any way. I don't know that I could possibly think of any other motor oil other than Pennzoil that I'd want in the engine. And as a racer, I need that winning edge. Pennzoil, performance, protection, quality. That says it all.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Acura Automobiles. Experience precision-crafted performance. By McDonald's, home of the new McDonald's Guarantee. By Schick Tracer. It traces every curve on your face. And by Pennzoil, America's #1 selling motor oil for performance, protection, and quality.
This is Charlie Jones and Todd Christensen with 10:33 left to go in the ball game. The score is Kansas City 13, Denver 6. And Kansas City has a first down just outside the Denver 34-yard line. Barry Word is now the running back for Kansas City. And he has a couple of yards on the play.
Well, Barry Word has been the man in the running game, but certainly the star for the Kansas City Chiefs offensively has been that man right there, their Plan B acquisition from Seattle. Today his number is 16 for 20, but look at the impressive numbers that he has had throughout his career. I don't think a lot of people realize how much he's done for the Seattle Seahawks. Not only that, as you see those very famous names that he has passed with both completions and touchdowns, but this man has been to 3 Pro Bowls. So why Seattle just cast him off like an old cleat, I don't understand, because he's certainly playing like a Pro Bowl quarterback today.
Second down and 9. Craig, a little swing right side to Barry Word, and Word goes out of bounds at the 27-yard line. So he'll pick up 6. Mild ankle injury is the report on Steve Atwater, and he is walking it off on the sideline.
Is it the second or third pass that Barry Word has caught? Normally not a pass catcher, but he's shown that he can get out of the backfield and make some grabs.
That's his second. And it is third down and 3.
Usually the domain of Todd McNair, who now is in the backfield for the Kansas City Chiefs.
He's the third down man, number 48, Todd McNair. Coming back to this side all alone is Willie Davis. And he goes out around the 10-yard line. Everybody watching McNair flaring to the right side, including the Denver secondary.
That's the third time that they've been so successful with the crossing pattern underneath. Watch number 84. He's going to come in motion and literally get lost. Now everybody can't find him. He just comes out on the flat. There he is. Now watch 86. Watch Emil Harry put the block downfield. That's excellent downfield blocking by the wide receivers, the Kansas City Chiefs, enabling Davis to get another 5 or 6 yards.
Now the ball is just outside the 10-yard line, which means in reality the Kansas City could pick up a first down. If it's as close as the last measurement,
yeah, that's a good point. I'm not poo-poo that now. You're absolutely right.
There is word. There's nothing there. He's going to lose a yard.
This would be an excellent time right now for Kansas City to go the play-action pick. In fact, it would have been a great time to do it on first down. The predictability of the offense has been a problem for the Chiefs, but today they've done a good job of mixing it up. I would anticipate here on second down they're going to go with something play-action.
Dan Reeves says the Kansas City offense is painfully predictable. And then he looked at us and said, and they're painfully good.
Well, again, you know, we come back to what we've been saying throughout. A lot of that is the forgotten 5. Their offensive line does a good job of controlling the game. And they've given Dave Craig time to throw, and they've opened enough holes for Barry Word.
And it's second down. Craig, a little swing right side to Word. Word tries to spin, and he is captured immediately. That is his 3rd reception. Mike Kroll with the tackle.
Again, playing it close to the vest, not throwing the ball into the end zone, not taking any chances, just the swing route out to Barry Word. But give the Broncos credit, they certainly had it well covered. 2 guys right there, both Braxton now back in the game, which is good, and Mike Kroll stuffed Word for actually about a 1.5 yard loss. Wade Phillips and Ernie Stautner. Ernie Stautner, Hall of Famer from the Pittsburgh Steelers, longtime defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys, standing next to Wade Phillips, outstanding defensive coordinator for the Broncos.
3rd down and 12 at the 12. The little underneath shovel pass is complete to McNair, and he's going to be stopped at the 8-yard line. That is his 3rd reception of the ball game, and the field goal team will come on.
Characteristic of the Kansas City Chiefs and a Marty Schottenheimer coach team, we do not want to beat ourselves. Dave Craig takes no chances here, doesn't throw it into the end zone to take a chance of getting an interception. Sure, they'd like to get the 6 points, but now they have a relatively gimme field goal from Nick Lowry at 27 yards. But remember, the one of the 2 that he has missed this year, in addition to that 49-yarder, was a 20-yarder against the Houston Oilers.
Officially 26 yards, and it is good. So the score is now Kansas City 16, Denver 6, the margin 10. Back in a moment.
Teenagers are 3 times more likely to die driving at night than during the day.
Kid? With me, kid? Excuse me.
Talk to your teenager about serious driving issues
Kid!
before someone else has to do the talking.
Someone call her parents.
Some automakers would have you believe that total isolation from the road is the ultimate luxury. But the Acura Legend was designed for a very different type of driver. One who believes that if a luxury car completely isolates you from the driving experience, it isn't really a driving experience.
Domino's Pizza presents Jim Kelly, Warren Moon, Jim Everett, and Bronson Pinchot for Domino's NFL Spectacular. What are these guys into? Piling it on. And if you're into piling it on, get a Domino's Unlimited Topping Pizza, only $8.99. Delivered in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed.
Hey, Bronson, go long.
Any topping you want, as many as you want. Pile them on. The Domino's Unlimited Topping Medium Pizza, just $8.99.
Keep going, Bronson.
Nobody knows like Domino's.
Hey, guys, I'm open!
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Domino's. Call Domino's Pizza right now, and you'll be enjoying our unlimited toppings pizza deal when the game is over.
The score here is 16-6 with 6:16 left to go.
You did it.
I did it.
I thought you were going to goof it up.
Yeah, but what about Kansas City and Marty? It's been a long time since he has defeated John Elway, and now with 6:16 left to go, he has the chance.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been a long time between drinks. If they can pull this off, that would really be a feather in the cap of the Kansas City Chiefs and certainly help their momentum here in the middle of the season.
But again, you have to realize when it comes down to this part of the ball game, you're playing right into the hands of John Elway and the Denver Broncos. Alvin Montgomery with the return. Doug Terry makes the tackle.
That's a long time.
Not won in Mile High Stadium since December 19th, 1982.
One thing I liked about Marty, though, is it didn't keep him up nights. You know, we mentioned that about Elway, and, you know, he just
walked in his room, he says, "You're surprised to see me here."
Right, yeah. I mean, he just flat out, you know, it isn't a matter of where he talks about bad luck or anything else. He just tips his hat to Elway and said the guy's a great player. But he is definitely going to have some magic here in the last 6 minutes because they're going to have to score twice to tie.
Denver from their own 24-yard line, first down. Elway has pressure. Ball is knocked away. Kansas City has it.
Neil Smith again. And here's the bat. Bang. Well, that's definitely a home run right there. Unless
may have knocked the Broncos right out of the ballpark.
Absolutely. Number 90. Cut to the outside once again, as you mentioned. That's Wydell hasn't been in the ball game. Number 90, Neil Smith, gets by him, strips the ball, and comes up with the recovery. What a game he's having. Cuts back to the inside. There he is on the stunt. Takes the ball right out of Elway's hands. There it is. Number 90 coming up with the ball. Gets to swing his bat one more time. I'd have to say that he's had 4 at-bats today. He's got done his 4 at-bats. I'd have to say he's not 4 for 4 because the one time he did his bat, he just knocked Elway down and had a knockdown, not a sack. But because of that, now I'd have to say he's 3 for 4. He's batting .750 today.
Big bucks hit the .750.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Kansas City at the Denver 16-yard line, first down. Do they go to the end zone, try to put it away? No, they stay right on the ground, work on the clock, stay with the dance with the lady that you brought. It's very word for ball carrier.
But you know what, Charlie? I have to think that if they went with a play-action passer on first down, you're absolutely right. I think they probably could have put it away.
Kansas City leading by 10. A gain of 1. It'll be second down and 9. They will use all of the clock. Another field goal, of course, would make the margin 13.
We're seeing something we don't see very often here at Mile High Stadium. With 5 minutes and 9 seconds left, we see a drift to the exits. Very rare to see that here. 175 consecutive sellouts. The best home record in the National Football League under Dan Reeves since 1981. In fact, they have the best home record in the National Football League since 1977.
You know, we've talked about the fact it's been such a long time since Kansas City has won here. To put it in one perspective, the last time the Chiefs won here a decade ago, and the last time the Chiefs won the AFC West, to put that in perspective, John Elway was in the 6th grade. And with a victory here, this means that Kansas City would move atop the list in the AFC West.
Obviously, Kansas City does not want to make many mistakes, but that really was a poor series. Not only, you know, obviously they have the league, they don't want to make any mistakes, but they didn't take any time off the clock at all with those incompletions. And now they're putting the pressure upon Lowry now to hit his 4th field goal. But again, even so, the 4th field goal here, what it does is the Broncos are still within 2 touchdowns
of winning
the game.
This is a 33-yard attempt. There's a flag down.
Denver was definitely offsides. Both sprinters, Charles Demry. But there's no way that Schottenheimer is going to take points off the board here. Like I said, you can see the not so animated eye refusal.
Yes. So Nick Lowry has hit his 4th field goal.
Offsides on the defense, number 49. The penalty is declined. Field goal is good.
And the Chiefs go out in front now by a score of 19-6 with 5 minutes left.
Only Delta gives you more flights from over here to over there. Only Delta flies you non-stop to more cities from over here to over there. In fact, only Delta flies you non-stop to more cities in Europe than all these airlines combined. Delta, we love to fly, and it shows the world over.
Shaving would be simple, and any razor would do, if your face was square. But your face has curves. Presenting the revolutionary Schick Tracer, the only razor with twin blades that flex. Compared to other razors, Schick Tracer puts more of the blade edge against your skin. So, for real faces, like yours, Schick Tracer, we're changing the face of shaving.
Art historians will tell you it isn't unusual for a masterpiece to have been painted directly on top of another equally impressive painting, which itself was often painted on top of a third. This masterpiece, however, is the result of an exclusive 23-step paint process, the Acura Legend. Our intention was not merely to create a thing of beauty, but to create one that will stand the test of time.
The Bills. With the NFL's top offense, Kelly and company have their sights set on a third straight AFC championship. The Raiders. Their trouncing by the Bills in the championship game 2 years ago still has the silver and black seeing red. Now they clash again. An NBC football doubleheader next Sunday.
Some fans are cheering here at Mile High Stadium. You might think they're from Atlanta. No, that's the Kansas City Chiefs tomahawk chop. Here is a number for you. Kansas City's time of possession in the second half, almost 20 minutes. Denver's time of possession, just over 5 minutes. Almost 15 minutes difference in the second half. Marshall will down it in the end zone, and Denver will start from their own 20-yard line. Tonight, it's an all-new Secret Service based on the actual case of a female undercover agent who was kidnapped. Find out how far the service went to free her. Then, on an all-new eyewitness video, see incredible footage of firefighters inside a blazing inferno. Followed by the comedy movie premiere of My Blue Heaven starring Steve Martin. That's all tonight here on NBC. 4:54, time remaining for Denver. They trail 19-6, and they have the ball on their own 20-yard line.
Be interested to see the kind of defense that the Kansas City Chiefs set up. Inevitably in this situation, you watch so many football games, they go to a prevent.
Shannon Sharp with the reception. He goes out. We're inside of the 5-minute mark, so that will stop the clock. That is his 6th reception of the ballgame. This is a career high in receiving in one ball game for Shannon Sharp. He's having a great afternoon.
Yeah, he's really established himself, able to get open from the tight end position. And as we mentioned before, Clarence K has always been a solid tight end, but certainly not the pass catcher that Shannon Sharp is. And that gives John Elway an additional weapon.
Second down, just over 2 to go for the first down. Elway from the shotgun. Kansas City with a game on. He's throwing it away. Saliamua was circling, coming in from his right side, and he had up a full head of steam. John saw him and said, out of here. Gone.
It reminded me watching Saliamua pursue versus Derek Thomas pursue. This is like the before and after. Watch
Here he comes around the left corner.
Is this I can't tell if it's regular speed or not. So oh, Dan, don't get mad at me. Already with arguably the biggest play of the game when he blocked that field goal, that completely turned the momentum around for the Chiefs. They marched down the field and scored.
They're down and 2. Pass is complete to Shannon Sharp. The favorite receiver of John Elway today. His 7th reception. And now a bit of the hurry-up offense with the first down. Couldn't hang on to it. Boy, he fires it, doesn't he?
completely across the field. Still a very catchable ball. That's why the way he throws the ball so hard. That's why you have most, if not all, of the receivers for the Denver Broncos wearing gloves.
When we asked Martin Bayless, we'll take another look at this throw. We asked Martin Bayless, the safety for Kansas City, about how good is Elway's arm. He says it's so good he makes throws that other quarterbacks in the league wouldn't even attempt.
And he listed all the prominent names too. Marino, Kelly, Cunningham.
2nd and 10. 4:17 left. This pass is complete. This is Mark Jackson. His 2nd reception. 38-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. Charles Mincy with the tackle and continuing with the hurry-up offense. And it is a 1st down. Back to Mark Jackson again. They'll spot it at the 46 and an official's timeout.
Albert Lewis was slow getting up. Talking earlier about Kevin Ross, Albert Lewis, you could argue that they might have the best pair of corners in the National Football League. In fact, in talking with the defensive coordinator Dave Adolph, he said that their ability in man-for-man coverage affords them the opportunity to do some things in the middle of the field that they might not with corners of less competence. Tried to get him into an argument too regarding, I said, how do Lewis and Ross compare with Hayes and Haynes, you know, my old teammates with the Raiders? And what did he say?
No comment.
Now when I asked him to compare those two with the 2 great corners he had at Cleveland and Frank Minifield and Hanford Dixon, what did he say?
No comment. He was outspoken when we talked to him.
What did he think? I was Sam Urban or something? My goodness, it wasn't a congressional committee.
Elway is on tie to the end, this time for 9 yards. It is Shannon Sharp one more time. That is his 8th reception.
There you can see Dave Adolph, Mr. No Comment himself, did an outstanding job, both with the Cleveland Browns when he was under Marty there, and of course with the Los Angeles Raiders.
Elway is throwing this one away. And still almost caught. Still almost caught by Derek Russell. He was throwing it to the sideline. He saw where Russell was. He threw it about 3 yards this side of him so that he was the only man in the ballpark with any chance at all, and he almost pulled it off.
This is an interesting call anyway on 3rd and 1. I would have thought they would have wanted to just get the 1st down, but of course they are on 4-down territory. That's a very nice throw and a catchable ball. Now I wouldn't be surprised to see here, you see Derek Russell here, look back, good job, come back on the comeback. That's actually pretty good coverage there by Dale Carter. Someone who they feel like in another year or so could be in the caliber of the cornerbacks they have already.
I think he'll fit right in. Meanwhile, he's an excellent return man. 3rd down, less than a yard. Now they're trying to figure they've got the yard. Rivers to the outside, and he is pulled down at the 37-yard line. Clock will continue to move. 2:55 and counting.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the down marker before, and I thought it was 3rd and 1 there, but that was a good call by Elway, of course, in the prevent defense, so to speak, which I don't know what it prevents, but nonetheless, that Kansas City back able to get an easy 1st down run.
Elway steps out, throws it to Sharp. And Sharp goes to the 28-yard line. And also, Kansas City is giving Elway a lot of room to run it.
Well, assuming the game ends with Kansas City on top, one good thing that certainly came out of this game for the Denver Broncos is that they have a great pass catcher in Shannon Sharp, a new guy that they can definitely go to in the clutch.
2nd down and 1. Pass is complete for the 1st down. And that will stop the clock as Mark Jackson goes out. 2:13 remaining, and the ball at the 20-yard line.
You catch a lot of passes here in the hurry-up offense, but it also taxes you. Watch him ready for. Watch how hard he's running now. Ladies and gentlemen, that's regular speed. our man Sharp, who we've been talking to stardom, is really sucking some wind right now.
Well, he's allowed to give him one play off.
That's true. He's got what, 9, 10 catches?
6. The margin is 13 points. Denver trails. Marshall, the intended receiver. John led him just a smidgen, and he tried to pull it in with one hand, and he couldn't do it.
Well, John did a good job looking down the middle. He had man-for-man coverage with Darryl Malone and tries to put the touch on it just a little bit too far. Great effort. Nice vertical jump there by Arthur Marshall, but just couldn't hang on.
DeMarco yesterday said, expect the worst. Don't be surprised when you get the best.
Had an interesting attitude. Yeah, he came in as a free agent. He felt like from the get-go he could make this team, and that's exactly what he did.
Very articulate young man. Elway has pressure, and he is brought down. Leonard Griffin got him. That is the 5th sack of John Elway in this ball game. And that is the 19th sack that he has suffered through the first 5 games of the year.
Take a look at number 57 right here. This is Chris Martin. All he is doing is that he is spying number 7. He wants to see what he's going to do in every place he goes. Watch what he does. He's not covering anybody. He's watching number 7. Now, the minute he takes off, he's right there.
2-minute warning to both ball clubs. We'll be back in just a moment.
Some automakers would have you believe that total isolation from the road is the ultimate luxury. But the Acura Legend was designed for a very different type of driver. One who believes that if a luxury car completely isolates you from the driving experience, it isn't really a driving experience.
Hi. You know why Quaker State asked me to be their spokesman? Because I'm tough. And Quaker State is tough, too. Tough on wear, tough on sludge. And if you use Quaker State in your new car's engine, they'll guarantee it for 250,000 miles or 10 years. In writing, Quaker State is one tough motor oil. So naturally they asked me, because I'm tough. I am tough, aren't I?
Take one and action. Hey, what's the best thing about breakfast at McDonald's?
Coffee.
Pour it out of the cup, it's steaming, it's dark and rich.
I pour it personally.
Coffee fresh?
Fresh brewed. Fantastic cup of coffee.
So what's the secret?
Arabica.
Oh, what's an Arabica?
Arabica beans.
Oh, the beans. And what else?
It's always fresh.
It just tastes good.
And they like to come in and talk with each other, and just like the small coffee shop long ago.
How much a coffee refill?
They're free. What you want is what you get.
It's guaranteed.
Want some?
Yeah.
Former head coach of the New England Patriots. In fact, Raymond Berry brought them to the Super Bowl following the '85 season. Now quarterback coach for the Denver Broncos. Somebody that knows a little something about the passing game. Those of you who are a little bit younger, all right, rather, let me talk to those who are a little bit older. There's a man with 600+ catches, a Hall of Fame wide receiver, favorite target of the great John Unitas.
Elway, you notice coming out, he was kind of holding his left hand against his side. He's all right. We watched him during the timeout. He goes to the end. Mark Johnson. He's back.
I don't know. This is awful coverage by the Kansas City Chiefs. Why are they in man-to-man situation here to give them the opportunity? Go in the zone and make them throw underneath. Instead, they have Dale Carter man for man with Jackson. Puts it right on the money. That's a touchdown. A quick score. 1:55 left. That's a terrific throw by Elway, but I don't know what they're thinking in the secondary there. Why go man for man when it's 3rd and 12? Backpedal in the zone, make them throw underneath, make them beat you with a great run.
80 yards on the drive. The extra point is good. And the score is now 19-13, and we'll check out the 10-minute ticker. Washington leading Phoenix in the 4th, 24-20. San Diego in front of Seattle in the 4th. Chargers going for their first victory. That was the final. Rams played them a great ball game. They tied it twice.
I think Chuck Knox is doing an outstanding job there with the Rams. He inherited a team that had a definite dearth of talent. He's done a good job there.
1 minute and 55 seconds left. And that is the first touchdown the Broncos have scored in 12+ quarters.
Now the all-important, interesting, and dangerous onside kick. Charlie, when I was playing, I used to play the right end, which is where the ball always went, and it was my least favorite thing on the field.
Question. 1:55 remaining. Do you onside kick, or do you kick it out of the end zone, see if your defense can hold them for 3 and make them punt?
I think that puts an awful lot of pressure on the defense with 1:55 left. Plus the fact that with the thin air, you have to take into account that a punt is going to get another 5 to 10 yards. If the Denver Broncos had a great punt returner, I might say yes. But I think in this situation, and of course the way they're lining up, it appears that they're going to kick it normally. But if I'm Dan Reeves right now, I kick the onside kick and take my chances. But then again, you also have to realize that the confidence they have in number 7, he's done it so many times.
Oh, yes. They want it returned. He didn't go for the end zone. They want it returned. And this is Dale Carter, and he is dropped inside the 5. Alton Montgomery got him.
Dale Carter runs the risk of being a big goat in this game right here. That's a heads-up job by Brad Dalwiso, because if he kicks it out of the end zone, they have the free 20 yards. He cuts across the field, tries to make a move, and Montgomery puts the big hit on him. This is exactly what the Denver Broncos wanted. Good decision by Dan Reeves and Pooch kicking it there. Now the Chiefs have it on their own 5-yard line.
1 minute and 50 seconds left.
Well, of course, if you're Dale Carter in that situation, you know that the ball is kicked. You might want to let the thing bounce into the end zone and kneel down with it. But again, he's a rookie. And those things don't always go through your head when you're back there all by yourself.
Denver will take a timeout. They have 3 remaining now, 2 after this. Kansas City has 3 timeouts remaining. 1:45. And they'll place the ball just shy of the 9-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd down and 6. And a reminder that next Sunday, an action-packed NFL doubleheader beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. And many of you to see the top offenses in the league. The Dallas Cowboys taking the Seattle Seahawks. The Steelers face the Cleveland Browns. Second half of the doubleheader, Buffalo at the Raiders. And Houston now with Webster Slaughter added as a wide receiver against Cincinnati.
Take a look at the last play. The Denver Broncos, watch in the middle. Here's the safety here, 49. Here are the backers all jammed inside right here. And when Barry Ward is able to make the cutback, if he doesn't trip right here, he might get the first down. Take a look as he cuts back there. He trips over Zott. If he doesn't trip over Zott, he might get the first down on the very first play. A play-action pass right here by Dave Craig would just absolutely drive them crazy, because obviously they're up in a run mode. They've got to stop the run.
It's a run, and it's worked. And Denver will stop the clock with their 2nd timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining. And it will all come down to the next play by Kansas City, and they're going to need just over 3 yards, about 3.5 yards for the first down.
Part of the problem here, Charlie, is now on 3rd down, if they do go with the play-action pass or they throw it, it's painfully predictable. Had they done it on 2nd down, I think if they'd have taken the chance there, who knows what might have happened. But Marty Schottenheimer playing it close to the vest, being conservative. He's ahead by 6 points. He has confidence in his running game.
And there's the 2-minute man himself. We mentioned this earlier, but every Chief that we talked to mentioned John Elway. They said we wanted to put it away before the last 2 minutes of the game. They're out in front, but the Chiefs have not put the Broncos away yet.
And I guarantee the most nervous people on the sidelines right now are the defensive players of the Kansas City Chiefs. You get a chance to take a look at some of those faces. They're thinking to themselves, please get this first down. We don't want to face number 7. Look at those faces. Oh, no. Get the first down.
And movement by Kansas City. Was that Baldinger? Yes. Very costly penalty. It will now be 3rd down and 8.5.
Now a decision has to be made by Marty Schottenheimer with regards to which way he wants to go. A loss of composure, as you mentioned.
False start prior to the snap on the offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
But 3rd and 3 is very different than 3rd and 8. Third and 3, you could throw underneath. You might be able to even run the ball. Now 3rd and 8.5, it's a different story. Baldinger once again should have been looking inside if he's not sure.
And I'm thinking the crowd noise once again coming into play because the tackles, and you said they're out on an island by themselves. They simply cannot hear anything.
But again, Charlie, they look inside. Just look at the ball.
Here's the pitch to Word. And they're going to take him out of bounds, and they do. That stops the clock. Denver does not have to take a timeout. 1:34 left. Kansas City will be kicking.
And look at
Schottenheimer. Do it one more time.
And Schottenheimer just cannot believe it. They ran the sweep. The very reason they ran the sweep was to take the time off the clock and to make sure they had to call a timeout. If you can see the end of the play, Barry Ward tries to slide and get down, but he's unable to do it. Watch the slide at the end. Jonathan Hayes strings out Mike Kroll. Now watch as he cuts up here. Watch Wyman Henderson on the tackle. Is he down right? It appears that his butt might have still been in bounds, but when he slid on the white, the official called the time. And as a result, Denver has a chance at good field position.
Pretty good kick. Marshall bobbles it, picks it up, slips a tackle, jumps a man. He's got it, the 40, the 30, and the kicker gets him. Barker got him.
Charlie, prior to the return, I am very surprised there that Kansas City did not take a safety. If they take a safety in that situation, they can have a free kick at the 20 and push them back because they have to score a touchdown at 19-15. Instead, now he makes the play at the 45, cuts back, and we're going to see this great punt return. I don't know if Marty Schottenheimer or any other coaches were thinking about that. But if Barker kneels down, takes the safety, that makes it 19-15. They get the free pick. They can pin them back on about their own 25 or 30. Make Elway go 70 yards. As it is now, Elway only has to go 27 yards.
And he has a first down. And he has a minute and 17 seconds to do it. And he has one timeout to use. And he finds it. And it's complete for about 9 yards. And it's Arthur Marshall who set it up with a 27-yard punt return. No, it is a first down.
Both Arthur Marshall and Shannon Sharp are proving their worth.
At the 17-yard line of Kansas City. Elway sets. Rolls out. Buys time. Low pass. It is complete. And it's Arthur Marshall again. Albert Lewis with the tackle. And now Denver will take their last timeout. They'll stop the clock with 43 seconds remaining.
If Arthur Marshall can stand his feet, he might be able to get up. Take a look at all the grass between Arthur Marshall and the goal line. He comes across the field. Chris Martin doesn't go with him. Now watch. Where's the white shirts? There's no white shirt within about 7 yards of him. If he could have kept his feet, he could have got inside about maybe the 5-yard line and given him a chance to run the ball. Pressure on those two men right there, Dave Adolph and Marty Schottenheimer. That man is absolutely anathema to Marty Schottenheimer.
Look at the eyes. You know, we were here for the Houston game, the playoff game. 6 months later, I play golf with John Elway. When I asked him about the drive, he starts off, his eyes got bigger and bigger. He says, that's what you want. You want to be in this position, in this kind of a ball game. That's what it's all about. That's what competition is.
Well, now all those people that have the drift to the exits with 6 minutes left in the game are certainly regretting that decision.
Check the gates, they're drifting back in.
That's right.
The word got out to the parking lot.
A lot of stand-up orange there, you're right.
Second and 5. Elway is up, touchdown. It is now tied. Vance Johnson. This is for the lead.
Thank you. After having the previous kick blocked, watch how close David Treadwell comes to missing this. Cues it off the right upright. And Marty Schottenheimer, has he gone through this before? Unbelievable.
And we've got flags down on the field at the right 15-yard line. And if we can take another look at that extra point, did Neil Smith get a hand on the ball to deflect it? Meanwhile, Denver, of course, has the lead, and here's Ed Hockley, the referee.
It was a double foul after the try for point. Personal foul on Denver, number 79. Personal foul on Kansas City, number 98. Number 98 is ejected for kicking. The penalty's offset. The kickoff from the 35-yard line.
Leonard Griffin is ejected. Dave Wydell is 79 of Denver.
Vance Johnson, coming off injured reserve, had not done anything all day. He played a little bit, but had not caught a pass. He's going to run the up route on the insides. Just a straight up route on Albert Lewis, their best cover guy. Lewis right there, but he looks back just a little bit too late. What a touch pass by John Elway. Take a look at 82. 29 stride for stride. Looks back just a little too late. Look at the excitement. Comeback number 21, but don't forget, 38 seconds left, and the Kansas City Chiefs have their timeouts.
Now, Brad Dallowiso can kick it out of the end zone. Here's why you carry this kicker. He takes away the return. There will be no return. Almost into the south stand.
But also no time taken off the clock.
That's all right. But Kansas City has to go 80 yards. That's the thinking. Now let's go back to the extra point. Did Neil Smith get a hand on the ball? Number 90 for Kansas City.
Neil Smith in the middle jumps up. Number 90. Didn't appear that he did. It appears that he just cued it off. Charlie, just to make the point, they don't have to go 80 yards. Here, all they would have to do in this situation is go approximately 45 yards. Because you'd have to figure here with the thin air in Denver, Nick Lowry's range is going to be an additional 5 to 6 yards.
So close. And Kansas City has their 3 timeouts and 38 seconds. And the pass is complete at the 50-yard line.
What kind of coverage?
Willie Davis hangs on as he is nailed.
Oh, goodness.
Gain of 30.
Dave Craig showing a lot of moxie, throwing it right in his 84. Willie Davis splits the 2 deep zone right there in the seam. There's nobody there. Dennis Smith comes over for the big hit, but it's too late. He's caught the pass at midfield, first down. And now they have about 15 yards to go to get in the field goal range, and they still have 2 timeouts remaining.
And 29 seconds left of the clock. This is a game that's had everything.
You know, I would think that on Monday when they look at the films, they're going to look back at those mental errors. Barry Word not getting out of bounds. Carter returning the kick, and of course the situation where they have Barker, who could have taken a safety that could have punted out of danger and made Elway go 70 yards instead of only having to go 27.
The ball at the 50-yard line. Kansas City has a first down. 29 seconds remaining. Now they're changing the clock to 31 seconds remaining. Craig deep over the middle, it is incomplete.
Nice throw by Craig, a little bit high on the deep end to Emil Harry, but certainly a very catchable ball. Watch number 86 on the bottom of your screen cutting across. That's definitely catchable.
Lilo Lang with the coverage. It'll be second down. 27 seconds left. Nick Lowry has hit 4 of 5 today. Down the sideline, and it is no good. So it will be third down and 10.
I don't understand that at all, Charlie. You've got second and 10. Certainly you can have intermediate routes.
You have 2 more timing, you still got 2 timeouts?
Sure. You can throw in the middle of the field. If the guy catches a hook pattern for a 12-yard gain, gives you a first down, you run up the official call timeout. You have 20 seconds left and another timeout, and you can still do something with it.
So it is third down and 10 at the 50-yard line with 21 seconds remaining. The winner this afternoon, they will be 4-1. The loser's record will be 3-2. Craigie is hit. It is incomplete. It's going to be 4th down and 10. Simon Fletcher got to it.
Now what Dave Craig has to realize here, Simon Fletcher comes on the rush. Right in front of him, there's 73. Making him throw it sidearm, he's not able to get it out. One thing that Dave Craig has to be aware of here with 16 seconds left, we've watched some games in particular, if you recall last year, a New England game where Hugh Millen ran in the middle of the field. If the coverage is such that he has to run with the ball, he's still okay because he has a timeout.
But he has to pick up 10 yards. It's 4th down. The pass is caught. It will be short of the first down. Denver holds.
Dave Craig counting on his wide receiver to make a run. He throws it short of the first down, but Lang's all over him. Why throw short here? You know you've got to get 10 yards. Not a good decision here on the part of Dave Craig. He's got to get the first down. That puts too much pressure on number 88 to run through Lang. Good coverage by Lang. And the woes for Marty Schottenheimer and the Kansas City Chiefs here in Mile High continue.
And now just kneel, and it's all over. That will make it official. Denver 20, Kansas City 19. And the Broncos were down 19-6 with 5 minutes left to go. And they came from behind one more time. You're worried about John Elway? He is back.
He did it again. We said it, Charlie, with 5 minutes up. We said if they got 2 touchdowns, they could win this game. That's exactly what happened. Give number 7 a lot of credit.
And coming up next on most of these NBC stations, Secret Service, eyewitness video, and My Blue Heaven. So long, everybody.
Center of Broadcast News Operations in Denver. This is News 4 Weekend Edition. Colorado's #1 news. With Kathy Walsh, Jim Benneman, Marty Caniglio, and Gary Miller.
Wow, an incredible comeback. No doubt the saddest people in Denver are the Bronco fans seen leaving Mile High with 4 minutes left. Good evening, everyone. 2 strong teams, a fierce rivalry, and an incredible comeback at Mile High Stadium today.
Today, Kansas City came to Denver hoping to end a losing streak. News 4's Gary Miller is at Mile High with the play of the game. Gary?
Oh, Kath, just another yawner here at Mile High, another one of those boring games. And in reality, for most of the afternoon, that's exactly what it was. A Bronco team that had not been able to get into the end zone in nearly 13 quarters somehow scored twice in the final minute 55 of the game and beat the Chiefs. Unbelievably, 2019. Broncos had scored, held Kansas City. It was to make it 19-13. And here comes the play of the game. Following a great Arthur Marshall punt return, John Elway out of the shotgun, and would you believe it's Vance Johnson. It is touchdown. Broncos added the PAT, but barely, I should add. David Treadwell's PAT was barely good, and then they were able to hold the Chiefs on downs around midfield and win an improbable game, an unbelievable finish. And if you've been a Bronco fan for any length of time, I guess you get used to this sort of thing. Les will be in the locker room in just a little bit. He'll talk with all the Broncos, or a good many of them, following this victory. Broncos go 4-1. They win 20-19. For another aspect of what went on here at Mile High today, the fans aspect, let's go to Jillian Rice here at the stadium. Okay, Jill.
Well, Gary, as you know, the team asked for the fans' help with this game. Specifically, they asked for noise, lots of noise from the crowd. That kind of good old Bronco foot-stomping noise. Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, the first half of this game was pretty tame until seconds before halftime when a penalty against the Broncos really got the crowd mad. Come the second half, their dedicated fans did their best to upset the Chiefs whenever they had the ball, which was often. With the Broncos behind, I asked fans if they knew what the team expected from them.
Yell and scream and cheer.
Yeah, are you doing it?
You bet.
Are you doing it enough?
A lot. As much as I can.
Oh, but look at the score.
What?
Look at the score.
I know, it's not helping very much.
So what are you going to do about that?
I'm going to yell some more.
Well, and then the magic happened. The crowd had started to leave with 6 minutes to go, but that fourth quarter miracle at Mile High happened again. There's no doubt here today that this win was definitely helped by 75,000 screaming fans. And plenty of those fans are still here on the field. They're reluctant to leave. The South stands, as always, very reluctant to leave. They're savoring this victory. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Jillian. Gary Miller, thanks very much. We'll be checking back in with Gary and Les in just a few minutes. Kathy.
In other news, there are fears that up to 200 people may be dead following the crash of an Israeli cargo jet into an apartment complex in Amsterdam. Apparently, the El Al jet crashed and burst into flames just moments after the pilot reported engine trouble on takeoff. The crash sent flames racing through apartments and scattered burning wreckage over a densely populated suburb. Some people jumped out of their apartment windows to escape the inferno. Others searched frantically for family members. It's the worst air disaster ever in the Netherlands.
The time and place are set. A week from today, George Bush.
Marty Caniglio said it best. It was nuts today in the final minutes at Mile High.
We're going to go back out to Mile High and Gary Miller. And Gary, I have a hunch that we talked about some of the fans who left early. There might be some of those who would just like to stick around and savor the moment a little longer.
Understandably so, Jimmy. A lot of people are still hanging out, and I think really, in many ways, in disbelief over watching the Broncos score 2 touchdowns in the last minute and 55 seconds. All right, all the action was on the field. We'll have all the highlights a little bit later. Let's go to the locker room. Les standing by with a guy who became a hero with 1 catch today, but oh, did he pick his moment. Hey, Les, tell Vance Johnson he can start bragging right now.
I will. I'll do that right now, Gary. I am with Vance Johnson, who caught the winning touchdown catch. Gary on the field just said, you can start bragging now. You were told not to brag until after the game. You can start now.
Can I brag now? Can I brag now? I'm so excited. I tell you what, it was really tough going out there all day against those all-pro cornerbacks, and you know, it doesn't look like I was going to get a pass all day, and all of a sudden John called my number late in the fourth quarter, and I answered the bell, and I'm just really excited that he had that kind of faith in me.
You caught a huge pass last year in the playoff game against Houston, led to a Broncos win. How does this one compare to that?
Oh, man, I tell you, it compares up there with the top of my greatest plays in my career, and I tell you, I'm never going to forget this one. You know, I just asked God to give me the faith to go out there and just hopefully have confidence in myself enough that one day that John's going to come to me again, because it was a tough game for me because I wasn't getting any kind of playing time and any kind of plays thrown to any balls thrown to me. But finally, when John called my number, I tell you, I was just so excited. I just dug in really deep and ran the route perfect. John threw a perfect pass, and the touchdown was there.
Were you wondering what was going on all game? I mean, you were in the game here and there, but never a pass thrown your way until the end.
I really was wondering what was going on, but I figured since I was running deeper routes, John didn't really have the time because the offensive line had a tough time holding those guys out early in the game, that he couldn't throw the ball deep. He kept throwing short passes. And finally, when John had the time to throw me the ball, he threw me the ball, and it was fantastic.
At the end of the game, I walked by one of the Kansas City Chiefs front office people, and he said, this place is haunted.
It is haunted. I'm telling you, I've been knowing this place is haunted for the past 4 or 5 years. Too many things happen in this stadium. Every game that we come in here and we're down, we always have a chance to win. When you have a quarterback like John Elway and that ghost swimming around inside that stadium, there's no way we can lose the game.
Vance, congratulations. Nice way to come back. All right, we've got Charles Demery right now. Charles, Vance just said that this place might be haunted. Can you feel the ghosts out there in games like this?
Oh, man, I tell you, man, a game like this, you got to believe. Hey, you got to believe in John, I tell you. That last kickoff, John came into the huddle and said, hey, you stop him here, we'll win this thing.
You've been here a few years now. There have been a lot of comebacks. Have you ever been involved in one as dramatic as this?
Nothing ever as dramatic as this one. This one was, man, I can't describe the feeling of this one, man. It was just great.
Could this maybe have been the difference between making the playoffs this year and not making the playoffs this year?
I tell you, it could be. You know, it's going to give us a lot of momentum going into this Monday night game against Washington next week.
Charles Demery, thanks a lot. All right, we're going to take a break from the locker room. We'll take a couple of minutes. Come right back. We got Dennis Smith standing by. We'll talk to him.
41 years ago, we opened a store in downtown Denver and began a tradition in the men's clothing business, a tradition in customer service and quality merchandise. I believe you get exactly what you pay for in this world, and that's why we love selling our customers Southwick clothing. In fact, our customers always tell us that their Southwick clothing is their favorite. Maybe it's time you started a clothing tradition in your life. Come see us at Homer Reed Limited.
Homer Reed Limited, downtown Denver, Marina Square, and Cherry Creek North.
We're driven to move mountains for this city, doing whatever it takes to push Denver's business to over 290 cities across the country and around the world. United and United Express. We'll move mountains for you. Come fly the friendly skies.
You know, working at AutoZone is more than looking up parts or ringing up sales. Most of all, it's listening. Because my customers know more about their cars than I'll ever know. They know every rattle by heart. I mean, that car is their baby. So when they've got a problem they're going to fix for themselves, I'm going to do my best to help them get whatever they need, no matter what it takes. Because people like that, they don't deserve anything less than the best I can give them.
What a day Tuesday was. I had more calls for my holiday bouquets than I had flowers. What would you like the card to say? I was faxing orders for some more flowers and taking calls for more bouquets at the same time. If I hadn't added a line just for my fax machine, I couldn't have kept up or had time to make sure every arrangement had my special touch. Yep.
Oh, that's perfect.
Call U.S. West to add the phone lines your business needs. U.S. West Communications, making the most of your time.
News 4 Sports is brought to you by your Denver Metro Dodge dealers.
Les Shapiro back in the Broncos locker room after another dramatic comeback at Mile High Stadium, 20-19 over the Kansas City Chiefs. The Broncos now have sole possession of first place in the AFC West, and right now we're with starting safety Dennis Smith. I wonder if it's any coincidence that Tom Jackson went into the Hall of Fame today, a guy you played with for many, many years, Tom Jackson, and you think it's any coincidence that as soon as he stepped on the field, you scored that first touchdown in the fourth quarter?
Well, he's definitely an inspiration to us, and they should name the most inspirational award the Tom Jackson Most Inspirational Award, because you know that's what he means to his team, and he's won that award. He won that award maybe more than anybody else, and that's why he's a big inspiration to me personally, and having him on the sideline really made a big difference.
How does this rank with all the comebacks you've been through?
I don't know, man. If you give Elway the ball with 1:34 with a timeout, I fear for whoever it is. You know, on the other hand, our defense, we're not giving up at that time, and you know, I'm glad Elway's on our side. Now we're not playing against him because he's the best at it.
Dennis, for a while there, it looked like you were trying to allow Kansas City into the end zone. Made a couple mistakes on the field, but you guys recovered.
Yeah, well, you know, like I said earlier, I thought the referees from Kansas City, the way they were making these calls out there, and everything was going against us, and I think I've had more penalties calling me to this game than I've had my whole career, and it's just a frustration. You get frustrated, but you got to fight through it and try to find a way to win, and today we did.
Might this game have been the difference between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs?
Not in our opinion. You know, in their opinion, I think it meant a lot, but you know, it's too early in the season to tell. You know, we could win this game and then lose the rest of the game, so it's just a big game for us early in the season, and you know, we got a lot more games to play yet.
Dennis, thanks a lot. Congratulations. We got David Treadwell over here right now. Well, it was nice in the last 2 minutes. The pressure wasn't on you to put the ball through the uprights.
I tell you what, John did an incredible job. You know, hats off to the defense for shutting him down, and
John getting 2 touchdowns in the same corner of the end zone is unbelievable.
I've never seen so many hang-dog looks after the field goal attempt was blocked. I mean, it looked like there was no way this team was going to come back and do anything.
Yeah, that was a tough situation for us because felt like we could really draw within a touchdown there. I think it would have brought the game within 4 if we had knocked the field goal through. And they got a real good push up the middle and knocked it down.
Think this might be the icebreaker for the offense?
Could be. Surely, if it's not, I don't know what else could break the ice.
Were you standing on the sidelines like we were watching the Kansas City offense pass the ball incomplete, stop the clock twice? Then they come back the next possession, and they run the ball out of bounds and stop the clock. Can you believe what was going on out there?
No, I think some of their guys were wondering what was going on, too. Why aren't we trying to get the ball downfield and control it and not let them have it back? But because I wouldn't want Elway to have it back if I were on the Chiefs team, because he just gets that look in his eye, and he's going to take it down the field.
I asked a few other guys this question already here today. Could this have been the difference between going to the playoffs and not?
Well, it's early in the season, but it's definitely a factor when it's in the division. So it's a big win for us because it was at home, and probably a little bit more pressure on us to win because it was here instead of at their place.
David, congratulations. We've got Arthur Marshall standing over here, if you don't mind. Arthur, a rookie, but now you've made 2 big plays and 2 big comeback wins. Did you ever picture yourself doing this?
No, not this soon. Not this soon in my career anyway. But I know if you work hard, the coaches are noticing you and get opportunity to play.
You believe now in the Mile High Stadium ghosts?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Very much so.
How badly did this team need to break out of it offensively? How big was the frustration getting? I
think if we exploded in the fourth quarter like we did this week, I think it would have been a very big letdown in Washington, thinking we can't move the ball very well. Washington scores a lot of points. And I just think it overall been a big mental letdown for us going into Washington playing on Monday night. Offensive coordinator George Henshaw walked by me and he said, "We were just playing possum. We were saving it for a game we really needed it." Yeah, fortunately for us, it seems like that's what happened. But that's really not true. We try to win all the time. We try to score as many points as we can, regardless, unless we just beat the team, by a bunch of points in the fourth quarter. But we got it at the right time. That's what's important. A lot of people say we were a bad 3-1 team. Now you're a bad 4-1 team. But I don't care what anybody says. I think we're a good 4-1 team. Our record speaks for itself. We're in the top of the AFC West, and that's where we want to stay. All right, Arthur Marshall, thanks a lot. Rookie wide receiver. All right, we're going to go back onto the field to Gary Miller right now. Gary?
All right, Les, tell me, is the main feeling in that locker room, is it joy or is it shock?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think everybody in here is stunned a bit, but really it's almost to be expected when you're at Mile High Stadium and you've got John Elway at quarterback.
Yeah, you said it to me late in the game after Vance Johnson scored his touchdown. You get used to these things around here. You almost come to expect them.
That's right.
All right, Les, we'll check in with you a little bit later in sports. We'll go back live to the locker room. Broncos a winner 2019. All the highlights the rest of the day in sports and more from the Broncos coming up in just a bit. Okay, Jim and Kathy, back to you.
All right. Thanks, Gary. Incredible day.
And coming up, picking up after a tornado.
And Marty will let us know how heavy a jacket you might need to start the week.